Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. So for today I'm so excited because Nomad Cosmetics is back at it again. I'm going to be testing out the New Zealand Stargazing palette. So if you want to see some looks, swatches, then please stick around for today's video and make sure you are subscribed before leaving today. I want to show you this beauty up close because holy moly is she beautiful. Dark and Dazzling is a color story of depth and lightness with deep space shades of blue, black, and purple surrounding, illuminating celestial hues and colorful southern lights. You have non-stellar mattes and 6 twinkling multi-chromes inspired by the Take Your Breath Away Stargazing in New Zealand. So for this palette in particular, Nomad is supporting the Dark Sky International that works to restore the nighttime environment and protect habitats from light pollution. So this palette's going to be launching at Tuesday, January 16th around 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and this is going to retail for $59 USD. I do have a discount code. It's BRITTANYRAE if you would like to save some money. Isn't this just the prettiest packaging and such a unique, beautiful color store? It looks like there's something for everyone in here. So I'm going to zoom you in. Let's get started with look number 1. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm going in with some neutral shades because you know who I am. I have to get a feel of the palette. I like how they have a cool tone and then more of like a neutral light shade. So I'm going to kind of mix these two and let's see what we get with that. I'm going to first go in with the cool tone shade. I love the embossings and all the pans, the planets and the stars. Oh, they're so pretty. I don't want to mess them up. I feel like this is such an amazing theme, you know, the night sky. It's so inspiring and it's just kind of endless with the different looks you could create with this color combo. You have a little bit of everything. I have like a fuzzy on my face. You have some beautiful cool tones and some pink tones. Oh, I like that they paired in some of these neutral shades. So that's the cooler shade in the palette now. Let me clean my brush. Oh, on this side, I'm going to go in with the more neutrally shade. And we'll kind of see the comparison. That way you can kind of see that they're completely different in undertone. In case you wanted to go like with more of the blues and purples, you could use the gray. If you want to go in with like some of the pinky shades in here, maybe go in with this one. Just kind of showing you that they are different. I want to go in with the Cosmos, which is a gray. I may mix the gray and maybe like a blue. We'll see. You know what? Actually, I think I'm going to keep this one more neutral, and then the other ones I'm going to make more fun and colorful. That way you can see like the versatility within the palette. So I'm just going to do a little bit of the gray on the outer corner to deepen it up, and then I might mix in this more. It's Southern Lights. It's almost like a peachy mauve shade, so I want to see what that shade is all about. The mattes are blending out seamlessly like always, so let me just kind of show you. I want to go in with this shade right here. It looks really pretty. I'm going in very softly so I don't mess up the embossing. I'm hardly getting any powder kick up, just wanted to note that as well. I'm just going to kind of mix this on top of what we have going on. I also drug that shade on the lower lash line. Oh my gosh, my makeup is a hot mess. Don't look too close. So I smell something. It's not like chemical. It's like a essential oil smell. Let me read the palette. Infused with Manuka, M-A-N-U-K-A oil for smooth and crease-proof wear. Maybe that's what I'm picking up, but it's not like a chemical smell. It's just like a essential oil. Okay, good to know. I was like, what is that smell? It's coming from the palette. Let's see. For the shimmer, I'm going to go in with this one right here and see how that feels. Oh, it's so smooth. Oh, pink and green. Okay, that's pretty. That multi-chrome is so smooth and soft. Very sheer and subtle, but still really pretty. I'm going to have to swatch that one and see what that's about later. Whoa. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. As soon as I saw this palette, I knew I had to go in with this iridescent shade right here. It looks incredible. That's a must. I want that one to be the star of the show. And see, oh yeah, it's like yellow, peach, orange. This is like one of my favorite shades ever. I just love the fiery iridescent shades. They just get me going. The first time we ever saw multi-chromes from Nomad was in their Royal Europe palette. So I'm excited to see that they are creating some more palettes with multi-chromes. I can already tell you I like this multi-chrome formula better because it's very smooth, pigmented, flattering. I don't know, there's just something about it. I enjoy it. I think I'm going to keep it here for look number 1. I wanted it very soft, subtle, wearable, but still really pretty. So I'm going to turn down the brightness so you can see some of the shift and see if there's any sparkles in here. Here is what it looks like under low lighting. The iridescent shade, it's almost like glowing in a way. It's very, very beautiful. Let me add my mirror up here because there's also a green shift. It's kind of hard to see. I'm going to swatch it for you, but it's there. It's really pretty. Let me swatch it real quick before we move on to the other look. I want to show you the shimmers that I used for this look before moving on. Oh man, they're so pretty. So let's just see. They're very, very smooth. Let me just kind of like smooth them out. Oh, they're stunning. And if you really want to see the shine and the shift, layer it over a darker base. So let's do that now. Let me close my palette so it doesn't fall. Okay, let's do this one. So you can just kind of see it transform. That's so pretty. Alright, now let me do it over here. Let me just kind of smooth it out. Okay, so now you can actually see the reflex in the shade, how one's more pink and green and then one is more orange and vibrant. Okay, you can see the peach shift to green right there. Now you can see how the pink iridescent kind of shifts to an orange, but it also shifts to a green and to orange. Really, really pretty. So now that you've seen look number 1, let's move on to look number 2. I tried to get the eyeshadow off my face, but it's just not coming off all the way because I don't want to ruin my makeup. It's already ruined. I'm testing a new product and it's like a no-go. Just ignore what we have going on. This is about the eyes. Okay, first I want to go in with the shimmer. I want to go in with Milky Way, this blue purple shifting shade. It is just stunning. It looks amazing. So that's going to be the star of the show for this look. Very, very smooth. That's what I was hoping to see. And let's just drag this all over my eye. I'm having to build this one up a few times, but still getting a really pretty result. I'm just mixing the blue and the purple matte together to help blend out that shimmer. I'm just going in with the purple and adding that to the lower lash line now. I'm sorry to use the same inner corner shade, but I want to go in with this iridescent again. This is going to be like my go-to for the inner corner. I can't help it. There's something about, like I said, those fiery multi-chromes that get me, and it's just what I enjoy on my inner corner. So I'm just going to layer that up. Okay, so this is a finished look. All I did, I added some black because I wanted this look to be kind of inspired like midnight night sky vibes, you know. So this is the finished look. Let me kind of get my mirror and see if you could see. Yeah, the purple shifts. So pretty. And this is what it looks like under low lighting. Really, really pretty. Before moving on to the last look, I wanted to swatch, is it Milky Way? Yes, the blue purple one, so you could see it. I had to build it up a few times on the lid because if you blend it out and keep blending, it's got a thin base, so you just kind of, you have to layer it a few times to get that high shine. And then let me get my mirror so you can see the shift. Okay, there you see it. So pretty. So now let's get started with look number 3. Okay, let's go ahead and do look number 3. I redid my makeup. I had to. I was testing a new product and it was like a fail for me. So I just feel so much better now. Okay, I have not used this shimmer, that shimmer, or this one. I haven't used this purple. No. Yeah, I haven't used this navy or this pink. So I'm going to try to incorporate a few of the shades that I haven't used yet. That way I can test as many shades as possible. I think I might go in with this one first. It's pink and it has a green shift. Honestly, a lot of them have a green shift. This one, that one, that one, that one, that. Okay, so all the multi-chromes except for one have a green shift. Okay, yeah, you just saw my pajama pants, didn't you? Okay, I'm gonna go in with this one up top, and let's see what it's about. This one looks more, what? Okay, maybe I was gonna say neutral and wearable, but now it's kind of popping green. Alright, that one's really pretty and wearable in a way. I want to go in with a Jewel Box next, right here. And let's see how that looks on. I think this is gonna really brighten it up, have it, make it more of like a yellow gold, but this has got orange and green. I just want to layer these on each other. For the inner corner, you already know I'm going in with my favorite shade down here, this iridescent. I wasn't going to, but I can't help myself. Alright, this multi-chrome down here looks really intense. It's like the traditional like pink to green multi-chrome. Ugh. I'm going to do that one kind of like on the outer corners, and then we'll layer some mattes on top. This one also has blue sparkles in there, so it would pair lovely with the blue matte, and also it has some purple sparkles, so it would pair beautifully with that purple as well. Shades like this, that they just don't typically look the best on me, so I normally utilize them like on the outer part or on the lower lash line. I don't like this shade in particular for all over the lid. That's just something like personal preference. It just tends to not look the best on me, but I still enjoy the shifts of them. I just don't want it taking over the whole look. Okay, it's time to go into the two matte shades I haven't used. So let's see, I haven't used this navy or this pink, so we're gonna go for it because I have to use every shade in the palette for y'all. I'm just gonna deepen out the outer corner and then drag that on the lower lash line as well. Okay, so this is the finished look. I really like how this look came out. The only things I added, of course, my mascara. This is a Maybelline Surreal. And then I went in with this on the waterline. This is a Natasha Denona liner in the shade Willow, because the shimmers have green shifts, so I wanted a little bit of a green hue down there. So I'm going to, let me show you, like in this kind of lighting, you see the green shift. I'm going to turn down the brightness so you can see it under low light. Okay, so here we have it under low lighting. I'm really enjoying this look. I like the sparkles. Like, it looks yummy. Let me show the mirror. Maybe you can see, maybe like right there a little. Okay, now it's time to swatch the shades that I used for this look. Let me swatch this one. And I used this one, like the main shimmers, and then this one down here. They're so cool. I did a touch of this one. Might as well get my thumb in here. Okay, let's do it. I got 5 to swatch. I have makeup all over me. Let me do these over here and smooth them out. Whoa. Like I said earlier, I haven't swatched this palette yet, but y'all have seen the swatches. Really pretty. You see what I mean? How in the mirror, like a lot of them lean green. Really pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to zoom you out and give you my thoughts on this new palette. Okay, let's talk about New Zealand Stargazing. I love the packaging so much. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And I also wanted to know, I like the nice touch on the back of the box that the palette comes in. The shimmer shades in the palette, like they have a little bit of iridescent shift to it, so you know, like, okay, those are the shiny ones. I don't know, I thought that was really pretty, and I love the beautiful details on this. Always keep the cards that come with the packaging. And then the color story, whenever I got the palette in the mail, I was ripping it open as fast as I could. I didn't know what to expect when I opened it, but this really took my breath away. I think the color story is really unique. It's something different and fun. There's honestly something for everyone in this palette. I see lots of colorful shades, neutral shades. It's just stunning, and there's so many different looks and color combinations you could use, and honestly they all really complement each other pretty well. I wanted to also note that they really do listen to their customers, because some of the palettes, like for example, the Royal Europe palette, these shades, they're all really mid-tone to deep. Some of their palettes lacked a lighter matte, a lighter shimmer, and they gave it to us with this palette. We have lighter shimmers and lighter mattes. We have really deep shades. So just the overall contrast and the depth within this palette, I love the variation. So I must say that the color story, they absolutely nailed it. My personal favorite shade is this iridescent shade down here. I love all the multi-chromes. I think they're very beautiful. So I kind of wanted to describe the formula, and I also wanted to compare the Royal Europe in case you already have that one, just so you could see them side by side. I already swatched the shimmers, and I'll show you which ones are kind of similar, but that's them together. Just wanted to kind of show you. So for me, hold on, let me try to not drop this palette. The two in Royal Europe, it's this blue. Is that, yeah, this blue and this red. It goes red to green and then blue to purple. Those are the only two that kind of shipped similar. But honestly, the new palette, it's just, the formula is even better than this one right here in my opinion. So I wanted to kind of compare the formula. Their previous palettes, let me get it right here. The Ghost Town, USA, and Nomad Air. These shimmers are very soft, buttery. They're lovely, don't get me wrong. I just wanted to kind of note that if you do have these, just kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. Well, this one right here, they're not that soft, squishy. These are honestly, I would say, very smooth and thin. You have to build them up a little bit, but they are lovely. So it's different than the previous palettes, but different in a good way. They're both really good. I just wanted to kind of describe that. If you're curious, if you like thin, very smooth looks, you know what I'm talking about. Whenever you feel some of those smooth multi-chromes, you're like, oh, well, that's what you get with these. You just have to build them up a little bit. So formula A+, packaging A+. I love the theming. I enjoyed all the looks that I created. This one was probably my favorite, but honestly, this is going to be a very top, tippy-top palette, like top 2, 3. It could push up to 1 eventually, because the formula, it's the nicest that I have seen from Nomad so far. I will say that all the shimmers except for one have some kind of green shift to it, in my personal opinion. Not like intense, kind of like this one, but there are some green hues. Whenever you kind of turn and go about your day, you will see some green, because there's no green mattes in here. So I just wanted to let you know, as long as you're fine with that. But other than that, I adore this palette. I had such a great experience with it so far. I was trying to look at my collection to see if something I could compare, and there is nothing that I have in my collection that is like a dupe for that in a way. But the Dreamer palette, I noticed that we have the grays, the pinks, the mauves, the purple, the navy. Obviously the shimmers are completely different, but I'll just hold them up because I know Dreamer's new. A lot of y'all have that one. I'm not saying they're dupes. I'm just saying that you get some like similar matte shades in here. So maybe if you have this one and you have some of these shifting multi-chromes in your collection, maybe you could kind of just like do a few looks, see if this is something you want to invest in first. But I don't know. I just saw the mattes and I was like, okay, some grays, pinks, purples, navies. I can see what's going on here. But honestly, they're still completely different. Like, I can justify, you know what I'm saying. But I just kind of wanted to point that out because I was looking through my collection. I was like, I can't find anything that compares, and y'all have been wanting me to just kind of look at my collection, see if I have something that is a little similar. I tried. I really did try, but this is just unique in its own way. Nomad killed it. This is the best formula that I have seen from them. Let me know down below. Are you going to be picking up? Is it on your wish list? Are you going to dupe it out in your collection? I'm very excited for Nomad because their quality keeps getting better. I feel like every time I post a review for their palettes, it's like, oh, hey, this is my new favorite. This one's my new favorite. But that's an awesome, amazing thing that they are getting better with each and every single launch. Oh, I accidentally forgot to say, obviously this was sent to me. Thank you so much to Nomad and the Nomad Cosmetics team for sending this out. I was so excited in the very beginning of the video. I completely forgot to mention that, but this one was sent to me and I'm so beyond grateful. I love it so much. I cannot wait to keep using it. I just feel inspired when I see this color story, which is very exciting to me because I used to never, if I saw a blue in a palette, I was like, nope, I don't even want the palette. So now I feel inspired to create and use these really colorful colorful shades, even though like you could tone it down and make very wearable looks out of this palette, so it's very versatile. But that's going to do it for today's video. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're doing well. I hope that you are healthy, happy, and safe. Stay beautiful. Bye, guys.